This time it better work, then I don't know.
Otherwise, chalked.
Hello, hello,
Hello,
testing.
hello, hello,
Mhm.
hello.
Right,
এবার
it's
live
working. It's
notification
working.
আসছে.
Yeah, it's working. We back. We're
This
so
time you
back.
guys share the stream.
Nice
Testing,
try.
testing.
And you guys are truly back.
Okay. Asif, you share or I share?
I thought you were sharing.
You share because I'm not logged into my CDBL account from my PC.
All right.
And I will do no further tournament-related communications through my personal account.
Huh. Nice announcement.
CDBL uncut.
করলাম announce.
All right. Introductions back again. With me, I've got, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome back to the many issues. We are live, and as you can tell, podcasts are not our forte. We don't do this day in, day out. However, we'll get better at it, I promise. As opposed to the timely, very organized way we try to do our tournaments. Absolute shambles of an effort. But we will try to get ourselves together in this side of the world as well. But before that, and before any further thought on that side of things, with me today I've got the man who would be Pablo Escobar of Call of Duty if this was cocaine. The best analysis in the game, kind of like Flank. God Professor Hagus. Okay.
Hello, hello. Welcome to our 172 subscribers. We're up to 172.
We are. It is truly great to see the many people that observe us. And alongside Hagus, we've got the man with the wildest stakes, the craziest decisions that one could ever imagine, think, or try to put down in any proceedings across tournament operations, management, organizing, whatever you want to call it. He's just a wild one. You can never expect what he's going to say. Sif Ladin, aka Osman, Hakim, Aslam, Saddam, Rofik, every single name. He takes every single persona that we need for CDBL to survive and keep its operations going behind the scenes. Welcome, gentlemen. We've got quite a few things to talk about. Obviously, we're finally at the end of the massive odyssey, the massive season that it was, the CDL Championship League. Last time we were live talking here with the viewers, we were kind of gasping for breath, just thinking about what we've put on to our own plates by announcing the league format and everything that was going to happen along with it. We were kind of scared about how it's going to be managed, executed, run, fed to the teams, how it would be absorbed across the community. But here we are, finally finished. I don't know if it's successful. I don't know if it's great, but I'm pretty sure that we had a lot of fun doing it. So we're finally at the end of it. There's quite a few things to talk about, but how are you guys feeling? Surviving on the other side of it. Pretty good.
Asif, you are
Yes.
more active in the organizing, so I think you should
I
go
would say
first.
it's finally over. The way it started, everybody thought it was going to be a whole rocket science plan. They thought like we're gonna send them
Rocket science plan.
to Jupiter to play some maps, but no, it was quite simple and easy.
It was almost Hacienda again.
It was almost Hacienda again. One more event and we would be seeing Hacienda one more time.
Yeah. Anyway, what's interesting? We actually had the possibility of a tournament boycott. So we would actually not have a tournament altogether. That was actually going to happen. And it was for many reasons. Well, not many reasons. It was actually for one particular reason, which was the squad size dropping from the usual, I wouldn't say usual, but the 6 that we had introduced just a year back. I mean, prior to that, it was always 5 or 4. But the squad size dropped down to 5, and organizations, teams, and players decided it was time to boycott CDBL because for some reason they had assumed that we are, for some reason, pulling some strings in the background to side with some teams, take some corners, or play favoritism, or try to increase or reduce competition, depending on which perspective you were thinking from. And so they decided to just flat out boycott the tournament and back out all the players and registrations that they'd pulled through. That is crazy to first think of. But then we actually had that as the first possible hurdle at the start of introducing the league. Thoughts on that, boys? Thoughts? Do you really think we were pulling something like, like some 7-step David Blaine magic on some team out there to,
I think I think it's crazy how everybody thinks that there was favoritism in play against them and targeted behavior. Everyone seems to think that every side seems to think that there's targeting that takes place. But yeah, it started off with the 5-man ruling. I think the reason we went with that was to stop spreading the talent thin amongst the squads, and it like I think it worked out because we saw some strong teams this time, whereas previously we would see with the 6-man squads, some players, some good players, would be sitting on the bench just as an emergency sub, and now with the 5-man ruling, pretty much everybody had a role to play in their team. I'm pretty sure we saw all substitutes play for each team. If I'm not wrong, for each participating team, some teams didn't actually participate fully after signing up for the league, but yeah. So I think the 5-man ruling worked, but at the moment, to certain parties who are not associated with each other anymore.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, they thought that we were targeting them because we were targeting their large depth of talent, but that truly was not the case, at least behind our decision making. And I hope by the end of the year that was clear to them.
Yeah.
Although I doubt that matters to them anymore.
But
I don't think it matters anymore at this point.
But that's the thing. Like, every time you take a decision, I have one. Most of the
yeah, winners and losers to everything, right?
Whatever decision you take. But one thing that sometimes gets lost in the sauce of everything, the fact that 5-man squads, what's natural. Like most of the competitions we've done in the past have always had a 5-man, one person extra to the actual participating roster at any given game. So if it was a 3-man tournament like Warzone, you'd have one extra man. The 4-man tournament, you'd have one extra man. That was always the case. I think we only introduced the 6-man thing, the one additional.
Your mic is low, Chaka.
I think we only introduced the 6-man thing because at one point, I think we had this situation where I think it was Modern Warfare 3, maybe. There was a lot of speculation about how much participation, lot of speculation about what the participation might look like and whatnot. And then there was a lot of inactive players, but then there was also lots of issue with internet in Bangladesh, blah, 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 whatever. Like, there's a lot of things. So we actually enabled 6-man roster. And that sort of stuck around for a year. And I feel like the community got used to that being the status quo, but it's always been 5. And with a league, it just makes sense to have a big player pool. And then it also makes sense for everyone to have, like you said, Hagus, just the opportunity to participate at all times, just be active. And so you actually had, even like, actually every team had their fifth player participated. If we roll up the stats at some point in this episode, see that everyone actually played, which is great to see. Like that was always the intention with the league.
Yeah,
So
I think even like our intention with that ruling, it showed fruits early on. We saw players like I think Skullpiercer for Luna Radiant,
what a player!
and
Yeah, what a
yeah,
player.
he had a great minor one. He had didn't participate afterwards, but
I think he would
that's
participate in
something
Major
we
One.
wouldn't have seen if it was a 6-man roster. I don't think.
We wouldn't have. And it's funny how the fact that they wanted to boycott just because they couldn't stack up their team into one
Mhm.
corner of their player pool, and then not really have or field any other teams. What ended up happening is they actually ended up using the 5-man squad to their best strategy. That's the funniest part. So like they decide to boycott because they can't have one extra player in their squad, but then they realize, hang on, we can actually field a decent number of teams and actually have people get more game time.
Yeah, yeah.
And they did make two really good team on paper.
Three good teams.
Three three
Three
teams
good
actually.
teams,
Yes.
and they ended up also having uh they also ended up having a lot of let's say a lot of benefits to them when transfer market opened, because they could engage in a lot of trade. But that being said, the trade procedures were set up in a way so they can't abuse it. But it was good enough that they could shuffle players across each other, but not one side the player pool into one like concentrate the whole skill set into one team. I feel like at the end of it, like the league was designed in a way not to encourage boycotting, but somehow people tend to always think some decision is acting against them, which is not the case. Um,
Yeah,
anything else to add?
I wish people would remove the perception of our bias
Oh, I don't think that's a
entirely,
thing.
but I don't
I
think
I
that's
don't
ever
think
gonna
that's
happen.
happening.
no, that's
Yeah,
ambitious.
that's
That's
happening.
willful thinking, Haggis. That
At
is,
this point, I'd rather that everybody thinks we're against them.
yeah. Honestly, I think that's the way it always happens. So, like, we take a decision, and everyone thinks we're going against them. You ask people to turn
That's
up at
more to
9
the fault.
a.m. They're like, nope, they're doing this to limit us. They're doing this to not benefit us. I'm like,
Yeah, then you
what?
ask them to give 2 daily time slots for night and day, and again, that's also against them. It's a losing battle always.
Oh, it's always a losing battle. But here we are. We keep trying. We keep trying to keep our players and our pool satisfied with all the different versions of ourselves and the different versions that they want to see. And it's a sauce that continues to marinate, but a sauce that continues to add more flavor. I think that's the beauty
More
of it, right?
favorite. Yeah, I agree.
Um, anything else to say on the boycott matter? I feel like I think we've justified why we went with the 5-man roster and why the speculation was not necessary, but the the, the rash decisions that were going to come out of that. I mean, we wouldn't have a league altogether if that happened, but we
I
somehow.
would like to say that even though the higher up decision was to boycott, I'm glad that the players banded together and didn't boycott, because without
Oh yeah.
this organization, we would not have had a successful league season. And like we always say, the players make the league and all our
Yes.
tournaments successful, and without them, it wouldn't have been the same as it was. So I'm glad it didn't work out the way it potentially could have.
Ah, no,
But yeah,
you're absolutely right. Absolute props to the players who decided, no, we want to play. This is something that we need to participate in. It's something that they wanted to experience, so they just banded together. I love that.
yeah,
That's the best thing about this community. Um, and with that, let's just move on to the next part of the agenda. You mentioned that softly in your sort of spiel on the boycott scene. There was a lot that happened throughout the league, man. It's just 4 months of gun fights. Like, a lot happened. Let's
yeah.
quickly transition to the many Discord wars and the esport wars that we've had over this 4.5 months. It was juicy, it was spicy, it was saucy. We were in the middle of all of it, and we had to face a lot of it. We saw it all boil down in front of us. It was crazy. Let's try to break it down. I will first set the scene by saying a man who's been in the Call of Duty scene since 2007. Yeah. I mean 2007 we didn't really have a scene, but like, let's say 2010. Let's just 2010.
It's almost 19 years.
We've always had two distinct esports organizations. Always, at any era of Call of Duty in Bangladesh, you go back the time, you try to find it, you will see we've always had two distinct organizations. At the top, you might have had small mini-me's around it, but two big ones.
Shout out Rab One
the
and
mini-me's.
CSBD.
the niche ones, but you'd have the two big ones that always had a big spat against each other, and they go way back, and they've evolved over the years. Then you had, like, let's just call them out, right? Like, you had BD71 versus IBD. Then at some point along the way in the competitive side, you had ABD and Mist, and then now you have ABT and BTV Esports, which are the two very active COD communities that we cater to in the current scene, and we're so proud of them. Mind you, for all the nuanced niche characters that are listening in or will watch this later, I've only mentioned some high-level names or high-level organizations over the decades. I'm pretty sure there were a few more that, if you represented, feel free to put it in the comments. But anyways, nonetheless, I mean,
Shout out Bade.
Anyway, so this entire season, it's been the fight between ABT Gaming and BTV Esports. It's been a bender between the two, and there's a lot to unpack in this Discord Wars section, and I don't know how much we will be able to manage to iron out throughout the whole thing. But I will set the scene with a few things. Number one.
Yeah.
I'm putting my thought together. Number one is the dynasty that started trembling at the start of the league or prior to the league, because the dynasty team was sort of broken into pieces, wasn't really there. They weren't really banded together, leaving themselves off from BO6 championship. So that team wasn't really emerging as the next threatening team to beat, and they were quote unquote termed as the washed team of
the washed unks.
The washed unks.
The washed unks.
Then you had the emergence, the birth, the I don't know, the rising,
the young guns
of the young guns, the elites of BTV Esports. And to be honest, I mean, from a personal perspective, I think they brought a brand of Call of Duty that we haven't had in our community in a long time, and that's been good to see. I mean, you can talk about them playing the heel, them playing the aggressor side, them having that sort of villain arc in their storytelling, but like, they brought an energy to the community, and they had some winnings prior to joining the league, which fueled the competition, right? And they go into minor one, absolutely dominating the circuit.
Yeah.
What that created is and this, I'm just going through the timelines, right? What that then created is, number two, the private discords, the trolling, the shit talking, the trash talking, the real quote unquote just straight up warfare in chat. The keyboard warriors started coming out. The private Discord started, being created. Okay. You had lock channels. But more importantly, what you also had was this whole situation where players no longer wanted to scream together into 8's lobbies. Wait, Asif, are you going to say something?
No.
You then had, and this is number two, you had private Discords where, players and teams were sort of concentrating their practice within their own teammates as opposed to practicing with everyone that plays in the community just to ensure that they're minimizing the reps other players get. But along the way, there were some scrims that have been had across these teams, and screenshots were also taken of
Yeah, some
results and
scrim leaks, some
scrim
scoreboard
leaks.
leaks.
and
Yeah.
and that fueled more warfare between the two esports groups and their two Discord chats, and then the the very many private channels that were created, the you know dis- distribution of conversations across these two group chats were obviously crazy. And then number 3, which is the trolling that emerged off the dynasty and the age old champions of the community coming coming off minor 1, where BTV and their emergence as the best in the business and best in CDL at
Yeah,
that point
and
in time sort of really started showing, and that started creating a lot of tension in the community, a lot of competition, good healthy competition. But along the way there's a bit of kissing in that as well. Like, there was a few ABT players that played for BTV in minor 1, so like it all happened.
yeah,
Everyone was in bed with each other, but then also fighting with each other. Just
yeah.
just
We had Astrom and Bishal, I believe, playing for the
yeah.
Sylhet Phantoms team,
Astram and Vishal.
and
Astram, who's suspended
yeah,
now.
who is suspended for cheating,
That's yeah,
and
that's another story.
and
That's a completely
like
crazy story.
we had them play for the Sylhet Phantoms team, and obviously, that was the point where Rajshahi Red, they were dominant. Like you said, they had won their BTV Sports Kickoff tournament. They had won the Minor One
Minor
tournament,
one.
and they looked untouchable. But I gotta say, throughout that phase, ABT, Dhaka Icons, they just looked like they had one missing ingredient. And
Okay.
I saw that coming. I'll be honest, I
going
saw
into
that.
Major One, I mean, we can
Oh,
look
God.
back at the stats, the VOD, the MVP announcement. I believe that missing ingredient did return.
Here we go with the cheese, yeah? Here we go with
There
this
we go, the cheese.
self-guzzling cheese.
I saw that coming.
I said
But
I,
yeah.
I said this earlier today. When Hagus takes a shower, he probably thinks that, you know, six runs to score with one ball remaining. He's at the batting strike. And he hits a 6 to Brett Lee, and he's celebrating whilst taking a shower. By the way, he's butt naked and he's taking a shower, but he's celebrating. He's just hit he's hit a massive 6. I know why there's an echo. Apologize. Solved now. Thank you. Thank you for calling that out, Ridwan Akbar. Shout out, Noob, one of the most notorious players in this league. He single-handedly banned 2 other players along with him
Oh yeah,
from
that was
participating
nice.
in ranked challenges. The amount of cojones you have to be able to do that.
Still a CDBL winner in the history books.
Oh yeah, he is. He is. We can wager 8. Shout out. Wow.
Mhm.
There you go. Anyway,
Inaugural Weekend Wager 8th winner.
back to
Akbar,
topic.
no.
I mean, Hagus completely derailed us into his own self-centerpiece.
No, that was part of the overall season arc that had a big impact in how things played out for the rest of the season.
Oh god. All right. Just coming back so we can pull Hagus back to the ground. I think it was good. I think that, I mean, there were points where it got, pretty bad. I mean, the words that were shared, the words that went across each other was, not great, sometimes off color. But I think that's the stuff that creates narratives in competition. That's the stuff that creates the bite, the fight, the desire to win, the desire to thrive, all those really good things that you want in a competitive tournament. I think in general that was good. But what I have to say, and I've said this before, is, I mean, BTV really flatlined themselves towards the rest of the league, coming hot, strong off the press in minor 1. But they did bring a brand of COD that was just exciting to watch. And for a
Yeah.
long time, we've
Bangla
enjoyed.
Hardpoint.
Huh?
The Bangla Hardpoint.
Bangla Hardpoint, Bangla S&D. Um, for a
Four-man hit everything.
for, for a long time, we've enjoyed seeing the success that ABT Gaming's had over the years, but we've also longed for competition that would come up against them. Like really give them a fight, really challenge. I mean, there would be times where they would lose a map, and that was exciting. You know what I mean? Like barely have we seen a series loss. I can't remember a series. Maybe Modern Warfare 3, they maybe had a series loss. I can't remember. Potentially. Oh yeah, wait, against Mist. How can I forget?
Yeah.
That was
Kickoff,
Black Ops 6.
Black Ops 6
Black
kickoff.
Ops 6. Black Ops 6. Yeah.
I mean, that was the only
Modern
time.
Warfare 3 was an undefeated season.
Yeah. But Mist brought a brand of COD with Sharib and Pro Gamer that was so exciting to watch. But that also fueled so much competition. All of a sudden, you had
And so many narratives again.
like ABT Gaming at that point lost to ABD. They tweaked against ABD.
Yeah.
ABD, who were not.
ABD Gaming don't have a favorable record against ABD. I believe ABD has a superior record
And
going back through the history books.
And the crazy part is the fact that like the hard points, the way they lost. Anyway, like let's not break down those games. We'll try to do another episode on those ones. But like to see that in a tournament such as the league that runs for this long, it just created that fuel that you needed for it to burn over a long period of time. And I think that was great. And I think that was healthy. But then also the unpleasant trash talking, the unpleasant, fights that emerged out of it was crazy. You had some seriously intense Discord channels at that point as well. Like there were times when even I got told off for even coming into the Discord chat whilst the teams were repping and playing. I'm like, whoa, this is getting serious and heavy. Like we need to walk out of here. And so, I mean, that was the level of intensity at which players and teams were participating. But it was just really fun to see the drama that unfolded. Now, fast forward to today. Some of the members are no longer part of the organization. Now,
they have switched sides, yes.
They switched sides. I was going to say that. Yeah, they switched sides.
And I don't know if we should hold that thought for the next part of the agenda, which is the redemption of the trolling. Or should we use this as a bridging to the next?
I think it's a good segue.
Let's do this segue then. Let's get things going to the next. So you fast forward to today. Minor 1. BTV emerged victorious. The trolls come out. Uncles are washed. 30 plus gamers. This god desires young Ghanis, young players who are built different, who are the greatest, the best. And the Unks, the 30 plus, is not worthy of having the top, the top throne, the top stack in the league. I mean, there was a lot of trolling that was happening, particularly the narrative behind Unks. They really full send that. That was fun to watch, to be honest.
I think we gotta kick off this segment by pointing out some names. I think the narrative started with we ended our last podcast talking about hinting at Akon joining BTV, right?
Oh yeah,
it turned out to be the much younger Akon who joined BTV, and I believe after Ratchayed's tournament performances for the first couple of tournaments, it definitely fueled that narrative that younger is better, and that
young Akon
and they decided to have a different Akon than what they.
Yeah, we baited the wrong one, but
yeah, they were meant to get.
But can you imagine the roster madness that emerged right before the league as well? I mean, we talked about it last.
Yeah, we weren't sure who was gonna play for who at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I remember that now. Like, Wow, that was some
And those
crazy.
who started with certain teams, I don't think any single team remained the same at the end of the year either.
Yeah, I mean,
So
who
I mean, I remember spawning in with Get Some, Arc,
I
NBK, I
mean,
mean,
and
that was the
Septic
and
beauty of
Skeptic T, yeah,
and
and
that was the
all of them great players, right?
that was
And I
the
truly,
beauty of
truly mean that all of them are great players, but that team was a mess. That team was a mess.
Bishal and Astrom played for BTV. That's how crazy the rosters were at the start of the league. I mean, I think everyone was slapped to their senses at the as as
that was the beauty of the league format as well, and allowing players or teams
oh,
to transfer players between
can we just quietly
other teams.
admire the choice words here that has been taken by Asif Laden, alluring. Wow. That's
Wow,
some
well done.
well
Well
done.
done, Asif Laden. Hats off.
Osman. Osman. The man with the words. You,
Shaiva, I think you need to transition the graphic to Troll Redemption because we're gonna get there. There was a big redemption to talk about.
oh yeah. All right, here we go. I have done the transition. Um so segue in. Let's do the segue. Fast forward to today, after all those Discord wars, all those roster madness, all those things, as the league matured, as the league settled itself, and you know, told the story as it should be told. We came to the back end of the league with leaders of organizations leaving without notice, without any resemblance or residue of what had happened, what could have possibly happened, what did happen. All we know is the fact that big shuffles have been made, not from a CDL or roster perspective, but just straight up changes. Now, I'm going to take a take here. I'm going to say the trollings were so aggressive. The initial aggression of, let's say, premature aggression from minor one success was so much.
I'm glad you followed up premature with aggression rather than something else.
I mean, you could use that word and it would still follow through. It would
I
still,
believe that word has been used, in fact.
and and you would still, I mean, even, I mean, after all that, one cannot help but sustain the thought that they probably put too much pressure on themselves to prove, prove the actions behind the words that were coming out
I think
from
I
minor one.
can speak on that a little bit as well because I think it goes both ways. After major one, I did a lot of trolling myself. Uh,
But
when
like
we went,
my
yeah, but when we went to the grand finals in champs and lost that map one, I was just thinking, oh, have the chickens come to roost? Am I gonna pay for my the way I said things? But thankfully, it didn't work out that way.
but
But I
so
digress.
yeah, so and I should really end my thought here. So my take here is that the pressure was too much and people had to reposition themselves so that
Yeah, the bigger man cheese came out after that.
yeah, but like people that also came out, but that's a completely different individual altogether, and we'll come to that. But I feel like leaders left because they couldn't handle the heat that would have come at the end of May championship based on the trajectory at which BTV Reds, Russia Red was heading and the trajectory at which DHAKA Icons was heading. I mean, DHAKA Icons were coming in full hot steaming red, ready to take championship. I don't think Russia Red were anywhere close to even imagining a glorious run to championship. And so you can't deny that there would have been a passing thought that maybe it is worthwhile just cutting the cords, cutting your losses when they're short and just disassociating yourself. Vegas is gone.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Disassociating yourself completely from the hate that would be coming once the fate was finally written into stone. I mean, I feel like that happened. Now, there's obviously other reasons why, um, you know, people parted ways, I'm sure, and let's not go down to those discussions. But there's a part of me that believes that probably happened too. There was pressure in there, and that
If you
fueled
can beat
this
them,
desire to.
you join them.
Yeah. And that was redemption on its own, right? Because he now is trying to find his way into ABT gaming. He wants to be in the championship corridor, which is interesting, which is great. But that's the beauty of redemption, right? All the trolling that happened, the uncles, the washed, the the old gen like cannot fight against the young gen. But what a what a redemption that is. But at the same time, what a redemption for DHAKA Icons, man. I mean, you see Akan having that sort of kick in his back to sort of really show that his team's up for the challenge, up for the standards, and will show that they are truly the champions. They come out emerging victorious, but they go back to back. They go major one, major two, and then they go championship. They win all three, shut down Rashai Red altogether. Now Rashai Red can come up with all the excuses that they want. Busy playing NBA. We were our one of our prodigal was chalked because of internet and whatnot. Come up with all that, but the true champions are the ones that dominate through an entire season. I feel like we didn't have that.
I think the story of ABT and BTV throughout this season just goes to show it's easy to get to the top, but very hard to stay at the top. And that is also a feature that has been part of our previous seasons as well, Black Ops 6 being one of them. You hardly ever see a team win the first tournament and continue to win every single tournament going throughout the rest of the season. So it was a story of redemption, but also a story of the work that needs to be put in to actually be the number one team for the entire duration of the season. Because, frankly speaking, Achai Red didn't put in that work, and it showed towards the end. They tapered off and they got worse and worse while ABT Gaming got better and better.
Yeah, they did. You mean DHAKA Icons? Not.
Yeah, DHAKA Icons, yes.
but at the same time, like, and that's the beauty of a league. Like, you have to dominate the entire season, and that's always been the case. Like kickoffs, championship. Now, obviously, we've got the league, but prior as well. Like, not just win one map or one series. Cloaked. Gotta dominate. That really shows that you are a true player. It's it's great to see how um DHAKA Icons just showed up to that challenge. But it's also interesting to see how much fuel there is to other players who do turn up in this league, try to compete. I mean, might have a lot of gas, but you gotta pace that. The long season, you gotta dominate all the way through if you're really passionate. Showed a lot of passion with words, but couldn't follow through at the end. But shout out to obviously DHAKA Icon. What a team. What redemption after all that trolling, right? Crazy.
Yeah, a lot of hours of practice went into that. Some would say a full-time job.
If Fladen, do you have anything before we move on to our final?
No, not really. At the end of the day, you just showed if you can beat them,
Stoic as
you
always,
join,
Asif Laden.
you join them.
uh, you join them. Wow, what a take.
What a take.
You can't beat him, join him. That's the best TLDR CDBL will ever produce, ever. All right. To finish things off, let's just quickly touch each other and talk about the league
Oh.
and just quickly quickly debrief how that league went. I feel like it's a great system. There's quite a lot to still fine tune, but we sort of went with a scatter strategy, right? Like we said, we want a way for players to always engage with the game. So we put in Pro Clash, we put in the CSR challenges, we put in the rank challenges. That all worked. A lot of people engaged with it. A lot of people enjoyed it. There's things to fine tune. There's things to make it better. There's things to, let's say, innovate in that space now that the foundations are created. That a fair call, guys.
Absolutely, but also
Yeah.
I'd like to say that the game we play is something we can't control, and obviously you want more players, a more active player pool when it comes to things like rank clashes and eights clashes and things like that, and that's something that is down to the COD gods to provide us with a game that is engaging, that does keep people on it, and
Fun to play.
hopefully we see that next year. This year we did have our ups and downs regarding that, so you can't control all of those things, but I think we put our best foot forward, gave people format which they can engage with, and for the most part I think people did.
Yeah, I mean, control your controllables, right? And I think the game is not something that we can control. Like obviously that's in itself. But the one thing that, like, let's say the rank challenges, right? I feel that would have been more engaging if the game allowed 4-stack rank.
Yeah.
A lot of people sort of disengaged with rank altogether because it was just really piss poor experience to go only 2-stack, and you have to play with 2 other randos. That was very difficult to, that was you cannot motivate people to play something that's not really great. That being said, we had really good participation across those. Pro Clash was a really good concept. There was a lot of bite in teams trying to, set up eights, but also I feel like it was very compressed. So, the time between the time between major one, minor one, and major one, the time between major one and major two was so little. A lot of teams did not get the chance to actually find enough.
Sweet spot.
And so that was definitely hard. Haggis is about to go to sleep. But
Sorry.
but if you think about the other side, which is the scoring mechanisms, how the league flowed, I mean, I would think it's a good foundation for us to build on and refine and tune. I also thought, and want to hear from you guys, didn't think that there was any, like, there was really some clear abuse mechanics, or you didn't see people run away with big scores or big broken accolades that really put them at a significant advantage to someone else. Although there was enough, like, the seeding at the start from minor one, but I do feel like we did that part very well, even though there was a lot of scoring baked into it, which
I think it
also
was fairly
allowed,
balanced.
yeah, which also allowed Dhaka Legacy, Chattogram Legacy at the end to qualify for championship weekend, coming in from the back.
Yeah, they were completely tied in, I think it was points and map count with Select Phantoms.
Easy. Can you imagine?
Yeah, so it was tight. Yeah. So it goes to show, like, even if we had even more teams, it would have been even more interesting as to how things shaped up. We even saw Select Phantoms beating Rajshahi Red towards the end of
Yes.
Major 2.
Yeah.
So it's not like each result was straightforward. Like, you couldn't really call any series.
That's how bad the state was of Russia Red. My God, the redemption really got them tweaking. Um, uh, nonetheless,
Beat him.
um, that's the real thing. Like it allowed all these other teams to find competition within, but also you had this tiebreaker which went down to the third tiebreaker option. Not even the first, not even the second, the third. I don't think we've ever had a tie situation where we had to go that deep to resolve a tiebreaker.
Yeah,
Which is
that was a first for sure.
which is incredible. But also, I and probably debrief with the final thought, which is we did have quite a few forfeits. We did have a team that was no show throughout the entire league, and that was owing to a bit of mismanagement on the teams and all that. It doesn't show well. I mean, we do all this not to have forfeits. We do all this not to have walkovers. We do all this so people can play. That's never the intention. I feel like a lot of people feel like we're just there to forfeit or penalize, but we actually want people to play. But unfortunately, we've had some forfeits. I don't know how much we can fix some of these inconsistencies, let's say in participation. I think a level of that will always be there. I think that's something for us to go take away and just think about. Thoughts, Hagas? If
I'll let Asif go first on this one. He has had a quiet night.
No, I mean, I think because it was the first time we threw a whole league format, and then everybody had the whole confusion at the start of how it will run throughout the season. But I think if we do one next season, I think there could be more players coming in, knowing how exciting and eventful it is throughout the season. So for next year, I mean, or for the next season, I have high hopes that there's always a big chance of having more players getting involved, and maybe I will also throw that in the mix that there will be also a bit more freedom for a lot of players to play in the league.
Yep, some shadow GMs, some GMs trading places, and loosening their grip on certain places. And also, I would like to add on to the fact that DHAKA Icons will definitely not be coming back in the same shape and form next season.
hey, you just
So that
what
could
is
shake
this?
things up in the rosters.
What is this inside sauce that you've got that you're just releasing out of nowhere? We don't know this. Is this some
So
foreshadow to roster madness next episode? Watch this space. There's probably some crazy
uh,
roster madness happening for 2027 season. Oh, can't believe 2027 season. That's where we're at now. We're done with
Yeah,
2026,
2027,
guys.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
crazy.
We finished early this year
Yeah, we've
by
bam
June.
bam. With that said, whilst we've got a few viewers, do we want to pull up some stats?
Yeah, I think we
Well,
had some
yeah,
shouts for stats for the season. People wanted to see them.
it's time to
I
take
think
some
we can.
screenshots, boys.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if yeah, I guess these are the screenshots that matter. So I'm happy to pull up some stats and you know show
Finish
where
this
everyone's at.
finish this stats. Look, this is where people will lock in and actually watch. Oh wow, let's go. All right. You wanna see all time stats or Sumit? Look at that. Is it clear enough? Different game. Where do we want to go first? Do we have some requests in the chat? Someone saying sec. Give me a sec, guys. Uh Speak. Oh no.
Oh
Might have
no,
to
restart.
I don't think restarting is the move.
restarting.
Hello,
You
hello.
We can do that.
guys speak here.
Hello, hello,
Testing,
hello,
testing.
hello.
Check, check.
For some reason, every single time. Oh god. I think the audio is completely gone this time. Speak.
Oh,
Hello.
was it
I can
official
hear it.
said
I can hear it.
can hear all G. Ooh,
You guys can hear it?
Yep. Audible.
audible. Okay,
But I
audible again.
believe it came back when the scene went back to
Yeah.
the three of us and not the
Stats. The
stats. Yeah.
statistics.
Let me just pull this up. We don't need to see our faces. We want to fix this audio thing. Alright, stats. How are we on the stats side?
Wait, let me just see.
Got Jasper
The
in the
study
chat.
stacks. Yeah, we got Jaspu in the chat. We got Jaspu
What was his name?
in the
Just
stats sheet as well.
cheesy,
Shout outs to
cheesy,
an all timer, Cheesy 20.
T20? What was his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, 20.
Oh, wow. There you go.
There you go with the statistics. Jaspu.
A hardpoint KD 1.01. Overall KD 1.04. That's a score.
S&D
5.6.
not looking too good, but fine.
high octane, high energy young gun.
My former teammate, shout outs. Maybe coming back next season.
Overall win loss ratio 0.48. That's not bad.
That's okay. 50-50 almost.
Wins, you win some, you lose some. I mean, that's the way to
You
go.
win some, you lose some. But I think we should go to this season's stats because these are the players that are most involved and they're the ones that deserve the spotlight for the limited time we have.
Do you want us to do all time for those players or just CDL 26? What do you want to do?
I think we gotta do CDL 26.
By the way, short announcement. We are working on a way to put this live on the website so you guys can see this live on demand. Want to?
I think
More
we gotta start off with Captain Fantastic. I wanna see his SNDKD and his kills, deaths, and how it.
Chat wants to see Ice KD as well.
TJ played 48 maps. I think that's maximum almost for all the games. Incredible attendance.
Incredible attendance indeed.
1.16 SNDKD.
Oof. Cookie J with an S&D masterclass throughout the season. Deserves a shout out for end of season awards, but again, going a little early there.
Search and destroy extraordinaire. Follow him.
Absolutely. Every single time he's on the clutch,
This
something
specialist.
happens. I still remember in Major 2, that unwinnable round, I cannot get over it. Against Silet Phantoms. He won that round. It was a 1v4
Oh yeah,
or
you
1v3.
yeah.
Three,
In
I
three,
lost
three.
my mind, and I believe that deserves a shout for the play of the year.
Yeah.
There were
1.56.
some there, to be fair.
1.56. Can you imagine? Major 2. I mean, he was locked in for search and destroy.
Yeah, Major 2, he was untouchable in search. Oh, sorry,
0.58.
not Major 2, Major 1 specifically, because the games were tighter. The 1.38 doesn't look as good as the 1.56, but the games were tighter, and
Minor 1, he got
in that
carried.
high pressure situation, he had that 1.4 KD on SND that really kept his team in it in Major 1.
Minor 1, he got carried. He did.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Minor 1, his team was just for ice.
I think with Ice, we're gonna see a soft decline.
45 maps. That fall off needs to be studied.
Yeah.
Hardpoint KD 0.98 might have been tweaked by Ark's madness in Major 2 Championship weekend. Overall KD 1.05, not bad. Kills per game 21.07. Not bad. but definitely a fall off. If you can
Definitely
see,
tapered off towards the end. Yeah.
bit of inconsistency, mostly. Um, the junior Akan.
The junior Akan. We can go to the junior Akan.
Who was the Lockheed Martin?
Can we see like who is highest on overall KD throughout Black Ops 6? Is that possible?
6 or 7?
Sorry, 7.
7.
I meant
We
2026.
can. We just have to move around a bit, and I don't want wait as we try
Six
to
with
do
that.
that.
I think that's something the viewers would enjoy. However,
This is Prodigy. 80 is 0.92. He wasn't as impressive. He was really good at
yeah,
-1, and he just. I mean, championship weekend kind of skews the results for him because he just turned up for one game.
yeah, the
struggled.
final two.
Carl Piercer's just come into the chat and he's asked stats for Major 1.
Yeah. I want to see Skull Piercer. He was my shout for Rookie of the Year, but
The greatest player.
didn't stick
we've
around for
seen.
long.
He was here for a short time, but a good time.
Oh, overall 1.05. Wow.
Bro, look at these stats. 24.13 kills per game. He shadows ice. Shadows ice by 3.3 marks. This is incredible. The
That's
win-loss
impressive
ratio.
stuff from Skull Piercer.
The win-loss ratio, let's just ignore that. Let's just move away from that. Everything else, pristine. This man,
Yeah, he took over
if anyone
for
asks
that
me,
one tournament.
if anyone asks me who's my favorite player this entire league
That's how
over 5 months,
yeah.
I'll Piercer for me. For sure, hands down.
For me, it's Knob Gobbler.
Say that, let's go around Noob. I feel like Noob's been one of those players that just shows so
Oh.
much potential but never beats to the drum.
Yeah.
Been disappointing from that perspective. Expect so much out of him. Just doesn't follow through. Lack of passion, lack of desire. All it. Man just needs to walk in it. Might need some guidance, might need a change. Walk in. Alright. Let's address the. You know the stats I'm really impressed on? This is from this guy. Championship weekend. I mean, Akan was incredibly dominating. This guy was championship, particularly grand final. This man was everywhere. He was putting in the work.
Arham Knight. Yeah. He had a season.
He had a season Loki.
For some reason, Arham Knight is all of those. But
Oof.
look at the stats.
Look at the steady rise in SND as well.
This man, incredible.
Now that you look at the stats, it actually does put a picture on the overall season for ABT icons or DHAKA icons, I should say, because you saw them struggling with SND at the beginning of the season, and then look at how Atif's SND KD changed throughout the season. It was 0.89 to start, mediocre, 0.98 mediocre, 1.6 stellar, then 1.93 in Champs Weekend.
God mode.
Championship weekend, this guy was on a different gravy. He was busy. There was the hard point. I think you guys ended up losing that one. But he was busy. And there were so many other moments. Like this guy was just everywhere. You go onto him and he's doing something. He's just busy. Just doing something that's opening the play for the team. He's just like he was incredible. He was definitely a strong MVP contender for the league towards the end. He was the second best MVP for Major 2.
Major 2, yeah.
Coming into champs, he was contending heavy to be the overall MVP. Look at the stats. overall 1+ KD. You can tell he's dominated. Tell he's contributed to the team's success. I mean, this is the first time Atif has been the regular stack after Mehrab's departure.
Yep,
So,
shout out Merab,
greatest to ever do it, Hall of Famer, his own right.
Hall of
But
Fame MVP of yesteryear. Okay, let's look at his stats for this season because
oh,
that's not the Merab 38 that CDBL knows and well crowns each year.
somehow
Oh, the GOAT Meran has come up as well.
The goal.
only played 25 maps. Mind you, this guy was one of the players that had the most number of games played across the entire community. Had a bit of a fall off. It's unfortunate. It's probably going down to number of games he's played. Game. Quite a few things
KD's
that
still looking decent. KD's still looking decent. You can always rely on Mahin with the KD.
I don't know. There's a bit of a fall off in champs and major 2. Struggle.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll finish off things with last 2, all right? Man who spends a lot of time thinking about himself in the shower. Vegas.
Hey.
34 maps played.
Not many,
Only.
not too many.
Not great on the attendance sheet.
Great on the overall KD though.
That SND KD is probably one to not look at.
Hey, I finished the season
With,
0-5 to win champs.
Oh god, that's hilarious. The final one, the MVP, all in all, dominator, true redemption. Anything else to add to the adjectives? The plethora of adjectives that you can give this man. Ego Child's anything and everything. Even Sakibul 99. Akhan.
talks his shit, backs it up.
What a player. Just
Oh. Oof.
look at this.
Oof.
Insane.
My,
Absolutely insane.
my God.
Absolutely insane. Not much to say except for fully deserves the MVP title for the league, for the season. The true GOAT. Leading his team to championship. And with all that
Undeniable
said,
in terms of gameplay for sure.
with all that said and done, boys, do we have much else to add?
No, I think that's it for now.
For
We
now,
could come back with another episode for the end of season awards if the Warzone season is wrapped up in a satisfying manner.
I think it will be, and then we will definitely do our end of season awards because a lot of deserved shouts for the All-Star CDL Team of the Year, All-Star Players of the Year, and then the Rookies of the Year. A lot of accolades to put out for this entire 2026 season. I cannot imagine we're saying 2026. Feels like yesterday we started with 2019, 2020. Incredible how long it's been. Incredible how long we watched all of you come together with us on this journey. It's been a blessing. It's been a privilege.
And I'd like to say congratulations, Ishak bhai.
Or,
Never mind.
okay, thank you. With that said, in fantastic fashion, we end this episode in shambles just the way we started it. We will look to make ourselves better on presentation on these podcasts and make it more structured, but put this on the back burner because we're more focused on
These are not the Foggin standards.
we're more focused on tournament organizing, man. Leave us to the place we're good at. Supposedly good at. I don't think we are. But nonetheless, thank you all. Osman, any last words?
No, I'll just tell you when I'm gonna play for my holidays for next season. And
Freaking, you're playing Forza still at the back. My God, embarrassing.
no, I'm not. Look, it's my wallpaper.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, it's been a pleasure. We will see you back shortly, soon enough. Till then, stay safe. GG's.
Stay hydrated.
Take care, brush your